At the age of 37, I know what I want out of life. I've been knew what I want out of life since I was 18. When I was 18, I wanted to be a barber. To this day, I still want to be a barber. But I've been to barber school 3 times. Each time it didn't work out. The first time it didn't work out because I was working at night over into the early morning. So I'd go home, try to get a few hours of sleep, then get up and try to be in class by 7. And you know, I was young, I was 18 at the time, but you feel me? I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a barber, so that's what I did. But let me tell you. So I went to one of them schools where they was strict on attendance. So it's like, if you're not in class by 7:15, you might as well just turn around and go back home. And me, I was getting off at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I was getting off at 5 o'clock in the morning. I go in at 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. See, I was working at FedEx. As soon as I graduated high school at the age of 18, as soon as I graduated high school at the age of 18, when the summer hit of 2006, I was out of school for 2 weeks. I applied for FedEx. Yeah, the hub in Memphis, Tennessee. And if you know, you know. Working at the hub in Memphis, Tennessee, they work the dog-ish out of you. They work you like a dog. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But, so, in my first couple of months working at FedEx, man, I worked there for a couple of months. Then I decided, I was like, working this hard, it ain't for me, but I'm young, I can do it. But at the same time, I was like, this ain't the type of work that I want to do. So I considered going to barber school. Signed up for barber school, started the next week. Man, I went to school on time for about 2 months straight. And then like, as I got deeper into working at FedEx, it was starting to wear and tear on my body. So it was like, I need sleep. My body was screaming, I need sleep. I need sleep. And if you know, you know. I'm saying, like, if you know, you know. But, you know, so started being late for class. The barber instructor started saying something. I ain't have enough time to study. I was studying, but I didn't have enough time to actually study. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what it be like. You will read through, like, whatever chapter you in barber school, cosmetology school, medical school, whatever, and you know what chapter you in, you're gonna read over your book or whatever you got, your syllabus, whatever you got, and try to figure out what's gonna be on the test. So it got to a point, I'm just keeping it real, it got to a point, like, I wasn't getting enough sleep, so my brain wasn't functioning right. So it was like, man, I started half passing tests. Well, first let me say, I started being late. So when I was late, the instructor, she still let us in the class. Normally, they supposed to turn us around and be like, hey, come back, try again tomorrow. You feel me? So, but she still let us in class on test day, but she didn't let us take the test. So it came to a point where she was like, y'all, it was me and my brother going, me and my big brother went to barber school. So it was like, y'all gonna have to take the test on makeup day. You feel me? We had to take the test on makeup day. Like, makeup day is like for, let me explain. Makeup day is for like people who was either out that day or they got turned around like me and my brother did, or they flunked their test. You feel me? They failed their test. So she was genuine enough. Shout out to Miss Pete over at Tennessee Tech Barber School in Memphis. But yeah, so she was genuine enough to let us in the class, take the test, and you know what I'm saying, get ourselves together. And it's like she pulled me and my brother to the side. She was like, hey, like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like what's the issue? Like, can I do anything to help y'all? Cause she was like, I see y'all is really passionate about cutting hair, being in a barber program. And we was like, yeah, we passionate about it, but it just, we work at night. We work overnight. So by the time we get off, we try to go home, try to eat, shower, still read over the book a little bit. Yeah, true enough, we could have stayed up, took a shower, ate, and did everything that we needed to do so that we can get what we need to get out of the barber school. You feel me? Let me see, it might be kind of dark in here. Hold on. So, yeah, what was I saying? She was just kind of looking out like, yeah, like I see y'all coming in here, y'all be struggling to stay awake in class and everything. But she had this thing like where if we fell asleep in class while she was going over her lecture and everything, and she see you, she'd be like, stand up. She'll say, stand up, and then you gotta hold your book. She'll make you hold your book while it's open. And you gotta go along with what she's saying. And you still, excuse me. And while she got you holding the book like this, we was highlighting stuff, like all the important stuff that was gonna be on the test. We was highlighting it. And everything. So it got to a point we started missing days. And then, we was paying out of pocket. So, y'all know how it go. So financial aid got involved, and they was like, hey, y'all missing too many days. It's just like a job, you know what I'm saying? It's just like a job. It's like, hey, at a job, you miss too many days, they gonna start saying something like, hey, you need to get it together. Like, we see you. You know what I'm saying? You need to pull it together. But yeah, so like we got dropped out of the program because we was missing too many days. You feel me? And somebody said to me one day, I ain't gonna say no name, but somebody said to me one day, that was like trying to make school look bad on me and my brother. And they was like, man, y'all going to school School ain't paying the bills right now. Stay at your 9 to 5 job. And I was like, man. At the time, I was weak-minded. I'm 18. My brother 20 at the time. I was 18, he 20 at the time. And he probably wasn't weak-minded, but it was like me, I was like, okay, well, if I go to this job, I'm gonna make some money. Versus if I go to school, I'm not gonna make no money. But not knowing that in the end, it was gonna pay off when I got done with school. It was gonna pay off big time. But me at the age of 18 being weak-minded, I'm in this situation today. But that's the first time I went to barber school. We got dropped out of the program. The second time we went to barber school, it was basically the same thing. Still working at this FedEx place in Memphis, this 9 to 5 place. Same situation. And it was like, I got all the way to my last phase. Then they decided to drop me out the program again. Me and my brother, we went to, it was really a cosmetology school, but they lied to us and told that it was two separate things. That they got a cosmetology program and they got a barbering program. So once we got in the program, it was like, okay, where the barbers at? We supposed to be with the barbers, not the cosmetology people and all that. So I think barbering was like phase 3 or phase 4. It was something like that. But my brother, he ended up just dropping out. He was like, I'm like, fuck it. He was like, forget it. I know I just cursed, excuse my name, but he dropped out the program. And he was like, forget it. So, what happened after that? I stayed in the program. I got all the way to the last phase. I was supposed to graduate with, I forgot what class it was, but they ended up dropping us out. They dropped me out the program. So I was like, all right, that's strike number 2. So years and years and years went by. So I went to another barber school. At this time, it's in another city though, in the city that I'm currently in right now. So when I got here, you know, I'm not gonna put my personal business on here, but I'm just telling y'all. So, man, I ended up, when I got to where I'm at right now, I ended up like a couple months later, I think it probably even a year, probably 6 months, I don't know, but I went and signed up for barber school again. I went like 8, 9, 10. I went like 8, 9, 10 months in the program. I was almost done. I had to stop coming because a situation came about where I had to take my son to school with me because I didn't even have a job. I was just going to school and I couldn't pay for childcare. So my son had to come to school with me. They was cool with it for like about 4 months. They was cool with it. Then they was like, they pulled me to the side. They was like when I got to like the clinic floor, they was like, hey, you can't keep bringing your son in here because like it's hot tools in here. It's a lot of chemicals in here. They got sharp razor blades in here. They were like, you got to stop bringing him to class, which you can't come to the clinic floor. And me, I'm overprotective about what's mine, so it was like, I'm not finna leave him in the class. I was cool with a couple of people at the barber school, but I'm not finna leave my son with just no anybody. I gotta really, 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 really trust you to do that. I mean, just like anybody else do. So it came to it, I was like, hey, we're gonna put a pause on this. We're gonna put a pause on this. And I'm gonna give me a little 9 to 5 job. I'm gonna give me a little job right quick so I can afford daycare so I can continue going to school. So by the time I got a job and everything, they hit me up, they're like, hey, we're sorry, we gotta drop you out the program. You went over your time and everything. I'm like, you went over your financial aid. So I'm like, okay. So once I got everything into place, everything was good. Got my son in daycare, boom. Went back and signed up for barber school again. They let me back in, so went back, and then what happened? I think COVID hit. Yeah, COVID had hit. I was almost finished. I think I had like 200 or 100 more hours to go. So in the barber and the cosmetology program, you have to get 1,500 hours. You got to get 1,500 hours to be done with the program and go take your state board test. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm considering barber school again. And I know they say the third time is a charm, but I think the fourth time would be a charm. You feel me? So, yeah, so COVID hit and everything. And so I was like, okay, so we started doing Zoom. So they was like, everybody was on a video call and we just, you know what I'm saying, answering questions. Then we had, the way we was taking our tests, we was taking our tests by this thing called Kahoot. We was doing Kahoot and everything. So, and if you get the most answers, like they put a answer, they put a question on the screen and they give you multiple choice. And then, you know, at the end of the test, they'll show you if you pass or fail or what you ranked in and everything, but you know. And then fast forward, I moved to Texas. Like they dropped me out the program again because of COVID. They gave us like a $1,900 check and everything. And then they dropped us out the program, everybody this time. So then I moved to Texas, tried to go to barber school in Texas. They told me I only had to have 1,100 hours. So I was like, man, I said, I got way more than 1,100 hours, but because I was in debt with the previous school, I couldn't get my hours. I was willing to pay them off, but things happened. And so fast forward, I'm trying to speed this up because I really got to go. So fast forward, man, I came back to where I'm at now. Well, yeah, I came back to where I'm at now. 5 or 6 months went by, I ran through like 3 or 4 jobs. I didn't like it. So fast forward, that's when 2021, I went to truck driving school. That's the only thing that fell through for me. And that's why I said, I'm not giving up on trucking. I'm not giving up on trucking. But if you want to know what happened, y'all stay tuned for another video, man. It's your boy, Deshundeshunbusiness, man. I'm closing this video out because I got to go. And hit the subscribe button. And shout out to my new subscribers. Shout out to all my viewers, man. I'm out.